Hello YouTube, Top Tier Gaming here with GTA Online. In today's GTA Online video will sort of be another a way to complete the Cayo Perico Heist. I don't recommend viewing this unless you find two things at the airport, which I'm going to mention in a minute. In most situations, it would be best to just do the drainage tunnel entrance from my original video. But this actually makes it a lot easier inside the compound and to escape the island. It just takes a little longer to get everything set up. If you find both the guard truck and disguises at or near the airfield, you might want to consider doing this, because you can also easily use the opportunity to disable both the air defenses and the CCTV while you're here as well. This is the very best location you can get, right here at the airfield, because there's not just one, but there's two outfits that spawn at the airfield, as I'll show you in a sec, as well as a guard truck spawn. And on top of that, there's only a few guards here, so you can pretty easily get both guard outfit and loot. Here are the two spawns for the guard clothing right here, where this blue bin is, which, little tip, the blue bins usually are where guard clothing is, or nearby those spawns, and the other clothing is right up here, over by this blue bin. You don't always get the clothes spawn, but since there's two locations, you're very likely to get the guard's clothes spawn. While scoping out, I'd also recommend checking the hangar, because you can sometimes find some secondary targets in here. I found two stacks of cash on the bottom floor, and this is kind of annoying that you can't just use the stairs. That in order to get to the stack of to the secondary targets on the second floor, you have to do this with the forklift. Just pick that thing up. Raise up said pallet. And then you just climb on top of the forklift and then climb on top of the box. Just climb over. And that's how you check this area right here. I found 4 things of cash in the hangar. Usually you can find more. You can use the airfield, which we're going to be using in this video, though this method also works pretty much the same with the smuggler boat, but it's a little bit easier with applying the way it spawned for me, so I would just recommend doing the plane. Because if if both the guard disguises and the truck spawn at the airfield, that's the best for this method. The smuggler plane prep plays out basically the exact same way as the scope out mission for Cayo Perico. You just go to a location, usually in Sandy Shores or Paleto Bay. In this case, I got the airfield, which is where it usually spawns for this prep. You just take out all the smugglers and then steal the vellum. The only difference is that in the end, instead of flying straight to Cayo Perico, you just take it to Mini Majorazzo's hangar at El Sayed. With the support crew, the only thing I would recommend getting is the recon drone, especially if you're going in by the airfield, and the weapon stash, because that's actually required if you're going in via the airfield, because you don't have your weapons when you leave the plane, so you have to pick them up. Everything else you don't really need, though I still like to get the recon drone, just because it makes it easier to detect enemies before they're 2 feet in front of you and you're instantly detected. To actually get on the island, it's not required to use the weapon stash. However, if you want to do this my way and you don't want to get detected, you have to use the weapon stash, because it already said put your mask on. And as you can see, You can cut it down. Unlike normal, where I normally he just doesn't give a crap, he sees your weapon, and yeah, now the alarm's going off. In fact, it was actually already going off. I could hear it going off before, even in the cutscene, before he actually started counting us down. At this point, I just have to leave this session and spawn on the Kasatka again. And actually pay for it this time. Because I forgot to when I was recording this, I actually forgot about it. As soon as you arrive on the island, you're going to need to grab your weapons.
Master Chief, defend this station.
Yes, sir. I need a weapon.
Right this way.
You can find your weapons bag as well as some secondary loot in the hangar at the airport right here. It's literally impossible to miss unless you're completely blind. I just picked up the weapons from the bag I just picked up. Though, when I have this disguise, until I get a guard disguise, I can't have them out or else I'll get alerted.
Hey, you stay here.
After you grab your weapons, if you got any sort of reinforcement or support crew other than the weapons drop, such as the recon drone, which I highly recommend, or as me and my friends say, the UAV, you should head over to the control tower right here. First, you're going to want to kill this guard. I like to just knock him out when he's not in view of the camera. The camera right here, you can try and sneak past it when it's looking away, though I recommend just shooting it. Or you could just kill the power from the power grid, which I'll show you in a moment. I just like to do this first, because it's a little bit easier. I just like to get it over with. I'm gonna wait till it's starting to face away. If you aren't gonna shoot it, just using the cutting torch right here, because it doesn't alert you. I was really lucky and managed to sneak past the camera, and then you just hack the fuse box. Something I forgot to mention in the first video is that the Volt Lab hack is basically multiplication. The line with the 2 lines through it at the top is ×2, the square with the line through it is ×1, and the X in the middle is ×10. When you disable the power grid, you just head through these bushes right here. I would recommend waiting till the guard is not in this position, because then I'll spot you. If he's not nearby, like he's over by the airstrip right now, I just like to shoot this camera right here. You can sometimes just go in there and disable the power, but I like to shoot him because sometimes he'll hear you shutting it off and then you'll get alerted. Just shoot him right there because no one else comes over there. After that, you just press this lock. And then you just need to find the 2 boxes that say CCTV and lights power station. There's one. And here's the other. And now I don't have to deal with cameras, and if I was doing this at night, I wouldn't have to deal with the lights either. After you disable the power grid, I'll just jump down here, right behind this wooden building, which you can loot. There's a camera up against the building straight in front of us. You should shoot that if you didn't turn off the power. After that, you can just run up here, knock this guy out. You don't have to worry about shooting him. Next to that blue bin is sometimes where the guard outfits spawn. Though in this case they weren't there. There's the truck. The other location they usually spawn at the airfield is right here. I got pretty unlucky and didn't get either of those spawns when I was recording this, but I did find one of the guard disguises I can just grab the truck right here and head to the compound. After you grab the guard truck and guard disguises, you can just head straight to the compound. You don't have to worry about being spotted by any of the guards. As long as you drive by them quickly, none of the guards will detect you. After you get inside the compound, just put your weapon away in front of these white guards. So I think you can have it out. I just like to put it away to be safe. Anyway, you can stay in front of these vision cones for all the guards except for the red ones since they're personal bodyguards. They'll spot you instantly. First, you just gotta shoot this guy, but make sure no one else is looking at you. In this case, I got pretty lucky and got a key. I'll show you in a sec what to do if you don't find the key. Down left is 4, but since I got a key, I just climb down here. Climb over this wall. And unlock this door. After that, I only have to do 1 fingerprint hack or 2 on hard mode instead of 3 or 4. If you didn't find a key on that one guard I just shot, just head over here. This is where I just was. I already killed that guard in the other clip. Just go around here. And then just knock this guy out here. Don't worry about the other vision cone because there's usually one directly above. But he's on the top floor, so he won't notice. It's the guy facing toward the side that is the guy who can see you. And you just shoot here. This guy, don't miss like a complete moron, and actually kill him. After that, you can just go into El Rubio's office, hack the door, collect one of the key cards, and open up the safe as well. Opening the safe. After you escape the compound, you can I like to just do what I normally do with the other route. I just knock this guy out. I shoot that guy. Get a little closer, and then I just kill these 2 guys. I think you can just get away without killing them because the disguise still works at this point. But I just like to kill them because you might take too long getting on the vehicle and they might get alerted. I just like to kill them just to be safe. Pavel says that you can't rely on your disguises anymore to escape because you hit the vault, or you went to the vault already, but they actually still work just like before. Just like before, just don't stay in the vision cone for too long. See, I went right past El Rubio's helicopter and the Jeep, and I didn't get spotted. And you can go to wherever the heck you are to leave. I recommend just getting up at the the main dock right here. Though in this case I'm going to stop by the north dock as well, because I have some cocaine there, and that's the most valuable. Well, second most valuable. Most valuable is gold. Let El Rubio pass right here. Whenever you're doing this, even with the disguises, you should still generally try to avoid their vision cones as much as possible, though. If you do get spotted, when you're in there, if you have the disguises on, don't worry, just knock this guy out here. I could have grabbed cash from there, but I already have a 50% full loot bag. From a painting, I think I grabbed earlier. That guy is kind of annoying because you have to shoot him and you can't knock him out, but it's just a little bit riskier. Just knock this guy out. I recommend clearing out all the guys nearby because they sometimes can hear you burning through the lock and grabbing the coke, but generally you're fine. And I got spotted. Never mind. So I'm just gonna grab this and escape the island. At this point it doesn't really matter if you get spotted because you can just grab a boat and leave or swim off. You can basically just stay in front of any vision cone with the guard disguise on. In this case, I'm just reusing footage from my regular Cayo Perico tutorial since the footage I was going to use is gone, or I couldn't find it. If you're doing illegal actions with or without the guard disguise, such as shooting guards, aiming your gun, looting, or grabbing secondary targets, stuff like that. If you want to grab any secondaries, after you get the guard disguise, you can just leave the island on one of the boats, but I'm grabbing some of the secondary loot. In this case, I'm just backing them out. You don't really need to, but as well. I already killed the guy and the camera next to one of the secondary loot stores. I always like to shoot that guy. This guy right here, make sure you shoot him in a way so that two next to each other don't see him. So shoot it like from where I shot and pointing outward. There's another guy right there. Now I can just grab some of the secondary loot from right here as well. I would like to take this moment to thank all the subscribers that have helped me through the past few months with the quarantine and everything. I'm really proud that my channel recently hit 50 subscribers. I never thought I would reach this goal anytime soon. I'm gonna continue to release content. I'm really sorry for the lack of content in the past month or two. I have a few other projects that I'm probably going to release in the next few days or weeks. If you want to be notified whenever these new videos come online, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because YouTube notifications suck. If you want to continue to support my channel, please leave a like on the video and feel free to share this video with anyone who might find it helpful. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.